You know it's cold when the snow makes that crunchy sound. Someone likes the snow. Hello. Willow, come here. Pup. You're crazy. Willow, come in. Come here. Good girl. Oh, it's another cold day. It's 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is negative 12 Celsius. So it's time to bring in the heavy hitters. So you saw the video where I brought in 3 cords of wood with the Ford 1700. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. That would have been in late October, early November, I believe it was released. I have since just finished using those 3 cords and I need some more wood. So today we're going to be bringing in some heavy hitting hardwood favorites. Black Locust, some elm, and some black birch.
This first one my father has here is elm. The other 3, so 1, then 2 and 3 are black locust. And my father's positioning all of them in such a way that you can get to both the opening in the cage and the opening in the basement. Nice, quick, and easy. It is kind of interesting though how these cages almost look like miniature houses with the half tubs on the top. Oh yeah, you can tell this one's a rooster because of his tail. You can tell that he is a rooster, so him and Zeus both have this beautiful, like, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like a teal colored tail. It's really pretty. And then, is there a rooster inside? I actually think that this one right here is a rooster.
This is the good stuff, Black Locust.
It is good though that you're bringing in all one type of wood, so it's all nice and consistent with how many BTUs it's throwing out.
Yeah.
So I know that that's an issue that we have, is we get our wood delivered, and it's like a variety pack, so to speak.
Yeah.
My mom can't really tell the difference, and I can kind of tell the difference without enough. And so she'll throw in a piece of pine and a piece of red maple. And she's like surprised as to why it's such different heat values.
Yeah. Black Locust is one of the highest BTU value woods there is.
Really? That's
In the 27, 28 million BTUs per cord range, which is really good.
so now what's the hottest wood, or the highest BTU value wood you've ever burned?
that I've burned?
Yes.
Well, this is going to be my first time burning Black Locust, but I would say probably shagbark hickory.
Which has a BTU value of...
It's around 26 to 27 million, so it's close to the Black Locust.
I'd say they're about the same.
BTUs, yeah. I think the highest one they have that I've seen is like a hedge or Osage orange is really high and it burns super hot. It doesn't really grow around here. So I've never had the pleasure of trying it. But going back to what you said earlier, that's one of the advantages to the IBC containers is you can have a certain type of wood in each one because it's only a third of a cord, so it's easy to separate the species.
Yeah, it's not like you need to have 5 cords of a specific type of wood to fill.
Cart number 2. This cart works pretty good. This is actually a miner's cart, I call it. It's a homemade cart I made. It's basically just a wooden box that sits on casters, but it holds a lot of wood. It holds, I think, around 12 cubic feet of wood, so it's like 2 single wheel wheelbarrows worth of wood at a time, so it holds quite a bit, and it works out well. What do you think?
Yeah, you've had this thing for quite a while, as long as I can remember.
I made it quite a while ago.
It's basically been here since you bought the house.
I mean, firewood's so much work. Anything you can do to make it a little easier really makes a difference. I think on IBC cages made a huge difference. It's less handling of the wood.
And then this is a lot easier than having the hand carry or even say loading it from the IBC into a wheelbarrow. It's just the miner's cart is so much easier.
I'm really curious how this Black Locust performs. Everything I've read about it is incredible. It doesn't really grow that much around here. I actually went about 45 minutes away to some roadside scroungers I saw on Marketplace on Facebook to get this Black Locust. Which might seem crazy to a normal person, but to a woodhound, it's just part of the game.
I honestly wonder if we have any Black Locust on our property.
Maybe. It definitely does grow in Connecticut. Even oak.
I was going to say pine, but quite low compared to this.
So while we're stacking, we'll do a little chit chat. And
Yeah.
I would say, of the woods I've burned, like I said, I haven't really tried Black Locust yet, so I'm curious to try it. But of the ones I have burned, red oak's probably amongst the top, just for the simple reason that there's so much of it around here.
Yeah.
It tends to grow really large. It doesn't have an overabundance of branches. And it splits really easy. You can almost split it with a butter knife sometimes. The only bad thing about red oak is
It takes forever to season.
it takes a long time to season. Sometimes 2 to 3 years usually.
Yeah.
Whereas like this Black Locust, I'm gonna guess it's probably more like
6 months.
a year to a year and a half, which is half the time of the red oak. But other than the red oak, white oak's really nice, but like red oak, it takes forever to season, although I think it's harder to split. It tends to be stringy in some cases like hickory. And not quite as common around me. I would say sugar maple and hickory are a couple other of my favorites. Those are really hard hitting BTU woods. The sugar maple splits pretty good. Seasons in about 2 years. The hickory is kind of hard splitting. It can be stringy, and it also tends to be tough on chains because the bark's really hard. Well, actually, you can see sparks sometimes if you cut it with your chain. But other than those, I would say probably black birch is probably my other go-to hard hitting wood for the dead of winter. And some of my, mid-range woods will be, black cherry, maybe some red maple. And I even burn pine in the beginning and the end of the year when it's not too cold out and you just want a little bit of heat. Pine's really a good wood, I think. So you really need to time out bringing your wood in your house. You want to try to do it in between storms or snows or bad weather. Today's a little chilly, but it is a decent day to bring wood in.
It's sunny, it's not raining, it's not snowing.
So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I brought my last load of wood in which was 3 full cords, in exactly 2.5 months ago. So that lasted me 2.5 months. My plan is to bring in these 4 cages in the box, which is going to be close to 2 cords. Because there's been years I've gone through 8 full cords. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 7. It all depends on how cold it is and how much I got to burn. That might seem like a lot of wood to some people, but I have an older steel stove. It's not super efficient, but it does throw a ton of heat, and I enjoy doing the wood, so I don't mind splitting that amount of wood.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing to remember is that you use wood as your primary heat source too.
Yeah, I'm not doing this as like a, you know, a little bit of heat here, ambience kind of thing. I'm heating my house all winter with wood. I hardly use my oil at all, so.
Yeah, like that's the thing with us. Like we use oil and propane mainly, then a little bit of electric and a little bit of wood. But
yeah,
for us, when we use wood, it's just when it's really cold out and we want to throw a little bit more heat.
Box number 5 coming through. All right, so it took 5 full carts to empty the IBC container, but they weren't all stacked. They were loose thrown. I think if we had stacked it all, we could have done it in 4.
Yeah.
So. The bark on this Black Locust is really intriguing. It is. It's different than like anything else I've seen for trees.
It looks like a vine almost, which sounds like really
Well, I guess it kind of is a vine. It's technically, because it's really fast growing.
like a vine.
And it tends to grow in like industrial areas and inside the highways. It's actually considered an invasive species in a lot of states because of how fast it grows.
Including Massachusetts.
I think Massachusetts is one of them, yeah. But it's actually one of the most rot-resistant woods there is.
That's a good.
They used to use it in like colonial times for buildings, for fence posts, because it lasts a long time. You can put a fence post of Black Locust in the ground, leave it for 20 or 30 years, and dig it up, and it's still rock solid. Another wood that's like that is Osage orange or hedge. That's why they use it for fence posts a lot.
Now, where are those native to? I know you
Those
said-
are pretty common in like the Midwest. I think in like Ohio and Indiana, out there, both of those states.
We're not around here.
I've never seen one in Massachusetts. Not to say there aren't any, but I have never seen them. It's possible someone could have planted some.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Those tend to grow a lot in the edges of fields because that's where they used them.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you in a little bit when we try it in the stove. See how you perform, Black Locust. All right, it's been about half an hour. Let's see how that Black Locust is doing. Holy moly. That's really cool. It's blue flames. Can you guys see that in the camera? I hope it shows up on film. Sometimes when you post a video, it distorts the images, but that is really cool. The flames are blue.
It's also a lot of really hot coals, which is cool too.
Yeah. All right, friends. Okay. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video on us bringing in some Black Locust.
Yes, we did.
We'll see you the next time. All right, friends. It's about 4:50 in the morning. I actually fell asleep early last night. Fell asleep about 7:30, which is the last time I loaded this. So it's been like 10 hours. Still got some good coals from that Black Locust. Still really feel the heat coming off that. It's a beautiful thing.